right, guys. The I don't think internet is really fast today, but let's try. Um, I'll do short in about 30 minutes. I hope no more, because as I said, last time I did 1 hour. I was like 18 minutes. It was 1 hour 20, now 1 hour 20, and it did not load. This is it pretty much like. So I just decided to keep it as much as I can. And I see somebody's already logged in. Great, welcome. Um, I hope more people show up. And so whoever is member of my community, welcome back. Who is not, please do subscribe. I just be really happy to have more people. And what I noticed lately over the last several weeks, I post some videos, but on my Russian speaking channel, the Russian language channel, and I have bots that go there and start posting comments, but the comments are unbelievably strange. It's like coded messages, but not to me, but by somebody else. And I assume that a specific set of words, when they're posted as comments, it takes your direction of your video away from the correct path in a way. I think this is what it is. I will collect few of those and I will simply do really short video about it. But as I said, it's my Russian English, not English, but the Russian speaking channel. So I see people are start logging in, which is great. I will wait until 9 o'clock and start from there. Over the last few days, there's a lot of talk about denaturalization of people. And when Trump comes to power, good for him if he comes to power. I'm not saying anything. I mean, let's put it this way. After living in almost 40 years in the United States, I voted for everybody and everyone who I thought to be correct. I was voting for Democrats. I was voting for Republicans. I voted for Romney when I was, hello, sir, when I voted for Romney when I lived in Salt Lake City. I will say a few words and then I'm gonna start asking questions. And hello, sir. And so whoa, this is great. No, sir, no, sir. I just unique hair. All right. I see somebody just to subscribe. Alma Flores, great. And Mr. Perez, hi. Mr. McMillan, hi. I can see Alma Flores just subscribed. Thank you, ma'am. And hello. Football Masters. Welcome, sir. Hello. All right, sir. Great. I was wondering when you're gonna angle in. I already said it's Football Masters. Master 532. Great if it's with me. Hello, sir. I'm talking about Pokemon Pro. So I was telling about, I see a lot of, there's people who are, I guess, are immigrants. Mr. Justin Kelvin. Kelvin, right? Kelvin, sorry. I need to change my glasses. I need better glasses. Yes, I am nice guy. Hello, Tara. Mr. Witten, welcome. Mr. Gillen, thank you for subscribing. Why? Hello, sir. Mr. Witten. All right. Thank you, sir. I hope it's going to be more. As I said, I'll be doing next 30 minutes. I'll be doing stuff. So, as I said, anytime I try to do more than 30 minutes, I have the problem loading into my channel, and it's really bad to if you cannot do it. You see, it's great to load it, then people who actually logged in can see it one more time. This is one thing, and the second thing is I have stuff that I can download on my iPhone and do stuff like adjust it to way. Okay, and all right, well, Justin Witten, oh my God. Oh my God, about what? Eshon Anderson, poor guy. Well, are you talking about me or about somebody else? I just simply go, sometimes if I miss something, I go and read it through while nobody is posting new things. All right, somebody posted again. All right. Actually, what I do is, I apologize. As I said, I have aggravated stomach again. But I read a lot of things. This is what I do in my free time, and as soon as I fix stuff here, I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll have to go deliver food or something to make money. I need money. So, Alma Flores, how do you live stream? Well, actually, there's a feature that you can do in your YouTube channel. If you have more than 50 people subscribe to your channel, the channel will let you, and you just when you press the plus button, it gives you three choices. One is going to be download video, then it's going to be download short, and then going to be live. So you press live and you do live after. It's going to kind of show you through. I have problems scheduling. I don't know. I have to try to start scheduling people this way they can see when I'll be able to do that. But as I said, in very recent time here in Atlanta, the area, sometimes internet Wi-Fi goes down, so I have to use my phone, which doesn't matter because I have unlimited. But yet, sometimes in the middle of something I do, the internet stops. Because they're building things, making buildings next to us here, and looks like there is a lot of interruption because of the construction. That's why I try to do it evening here or at night. I usually, if I wouldn't done it here at 9 o'clock today, I would done it like about 12 midnight. Thank you, sir. I'm talking about Mr. Galvin. He said he also liked. Yes, thank you, sir. So tell me where you guys from, and ask me any questions you like. Nothing. It's just I'm waiting the bank to decide stuff. It's no longer in my power. It's they're dealing. There's a usually what they do. The different company comes and they start taking care of stuff, but it's not so bad actually. It's when they start, it accelerates the process. Utah, yeah. Uh, so you're from Utah. Where from Utah? I lived in Utah 33 years. I lived in Holiday and lived in Mill Creek. I worked for JCPenney downtown office. Uh, so in general, I'm an accountant, but I'm going to semi-retire in 2 months. And then I'm going to work something extra, start getting my pension, Social Security, and then I will just drive food as a part-time. Maybe I'm going to do stuff on internet. That's why I started doing the old currents, great. Now it became really expensive area now. Like the same places where I live, I cannot afford it anymore. If I decide to go back to live there, it's going to be really expensive. I lived in Holiday and I lived in Mill Creek, as I said. It's above the Highland Drive, which is totally unaffordable place. Okay. Hazel Park, Michigan. Great. It's getting cold. I'm not. It's not going to be. If I move to Utah, it's not going to be tomorrow. There is so much stuff to be fixed, and if it's really bad here, I will. If suddenly I ended up being homeless with no pay, with stuff like this, of course I would just simply drive there. There's a church that can help me. I know people that can put my stuff that they can hold for me instead of, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Utah, as I said, I had business in Utah for a very long time. My son was born there. I was married there for a very long time. My mother lived there before she died. So the Utah is it's a good, but with Utah the problem when you start having problems, the Utah is the job market. This is the problem. If you are have no job, you're just screwed completely, and it's like you on the blacklist. You know what I mean? If you once lose a job, if you don't bend over, if you don't kiss ass to somebody, you can end up being like a blacklisted and you won't get any job. I was waiting a lot of times for. I mean, that's why I worked for a very long time, and I didn't get in the conflicts, but you have to get the job. If you don't get a job in Utah, you have a problem. And now, specifically for last, you see, as I said, I'm almost 40 years in the United States. Utah was my first state. I live only 5 years here in Atlanta, Georgia, and the rest of my life I lived in Utah, and so I know it really well. I'm just sorting my pictures from from 10, 15 years ago. The stuff that a lot of people are the that make now pictures what was before and then now what's there. They go the same place when they took a picture 20 years ago, and then they take a picture now and they compare them and they put them on internet. I have so many of those I have to go do in Utah, because Utah was my state. I love the state, but you see, the my father's research, nuclear research, was stolen, and my father was murdered a long time ago. It was 30 something years ago, and I already lived in Utah, and looks like somebody decided not to give me any money and just simply to shut me up. And my mother was first Mormon from Soviet Union from the 80s, one of the first group. There was like 3 people in the group, and it was really good. But yet nobody wanted to deal with me in any way, and I got harassed, but not by the church. I got harassed by companies that I worked. I was this gang stalking inside the channel. It started because of the harassment I had, and some of the stuff I learned The company was at the time was, I'm not going to name the name of the company. It's very famous retail company. So, and I said, that's what it is. And I ended up, my mother was dying here in Atlanta. So I came here to take care of her, and I got divorced, and my wife sold the house and everything and closed my P.O. box. I even did not have a place to come back. And when my mother died, as a problem, no, I'm not LDS, even though people refer me as a Jack Mormon. I don't have any problems with the Mormon church. I said my mother was a Mormon for a very long time. LDS, actually, it's not good now to call LDS. Now we have to call it's called, you're supposed to say LDS because otherwise it's offensive to LDS people. I'm not LDS, but I am Eastern Christian Orthodox, which is Russian Orthodox, Ukrainian Orthodox, and there's a church in South Jordan, or it was West Jordan, South Jordan, but it's like 1300 west, way in from the I-15 freeway from the west side. Oh, thank you, sir. So, yeah, no, if I was TI, I know that I'm blacklisted, Barry. You see, there was a company that, like employment agency, and I went there, signed contract with them, and next day I have a call that I have 4 appointments. And when I went there, and they said, well, sorry, we made a mistake. You don't have any appointments, and a different person will handle your job search. And this person called me 1 year later, said that she cannot find anything for me. You see what I mean? So even if you hire somebody to find you a job, if you're blacklisted, you're done there. That's a problem with UTAs. And one of the stuff that happened with my family is this, that my wife, we had a son and everything fine, but one person cannot work 2 jobs. If a second person like me cannot find a job, somebody has to cover for it. And some women, it's hard for them. I'm going into the dark. Is that gangster? Well, I don't know what it is, but anyway, I don't like rap. I don't understand rap. I think, especially after living in Atlanta, here everybody tried to play the rap. So, you're talking about the woman philosopher, I guess. I think she's a genius. But in some big situations, people do need help. You see what I'm saying? Understand that no government owes you anything. Ayn Rand, I'm talking about Ayn Rand. She's one of those philosophers. But sometimes, for instance, that's why Social Security was invented. Well, okay. So, Mr. Silence Bro, that is gangster, I'm sure. As I said, I just don't. Yeah, she's from Russian Empire, not from Russia. I think she's from Ukraine. I think she's from Crimea, actually, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of people came out from Crimea as kind of very smart ones. It's Crimea. I think she came out from there, and then there was one of the founders of DNA studies came from there, and the Manhattan Project. I will just remember his name in a few minutes. So, Russian Empire, a lot of people came, and because Russians, not just Russians, as I said, as a former empire, Ukrainians, Belarus, Russians, Jews from there. They had really good education because it was based all Prussian education style. They needed to learn a lot of things that is really necessary, and then uh, that's why they were always well educated. Ukraine war, it's a bad thing. My city where I was born is being bombed every night. And some of my relatives had to move to Europe and leave their apartments, leave their stuff. Let's put it this way: it's like you buy stuff all your life there, you try to make yourself comfortable, and then suddenly something happened, people start bombing you. This is what horrible part is. And part of the family sometimes live in Russia, for instance, and some of the family, there's a lot of people like this there, that some of them live in Russia, some they live in Ukraine, and they do not talk to each other because they consider to themselves to be enemies. So it's horrible part. Favorite music is, of course, old hard rock. For now, I am out of, not in control. It's not Oppenheimer. Gamov, Gamov. Later on, you can look it up. He is a part of Manhattan Project, and his son was one of the geniuses as well. He was Rustem Gamov, is the son. He lived in Boulder, Colorado. If you like movies with James Bond, there's one thing when James Bond is diving on the bottom of the ocean and has this thing that he put in his mouth instead of aqualung, just small piece. This is what Gamov invented. One of the son, the younger one. He died recently too, but he is really good. So Gamov was one of the Manhattan Project people. He, as I said, he lived in Colorado, Boulder, and he was the same. He was one of the beginners of DNA research in the world. He's, as I said, so it's not Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, I actually don't like Oppenheimer. Anyway, different type. There's so many. Well, that's Uriah Heep, Deep Purple. I had the Jack Russell. He just died recently from Great White. Well, I had the great possibility to see them in concert. The Great White, they in Utah, in Utah Fairgrounds. Manhattan Project had to do with 2 nuclear bombs that were dropped over the Japan. I don't know about teleportation, anything. No, but I am actually it's my hobby. Specifically, I love the Cold War stories. I love Cold War stories. I love Cold War research. When I semi-retire, I will just simply do daily videos about Cold War, old Cold War. As I said, my family, and not my mother, but my mother's husbands. I said one of my mother's husbands was the guy who invented impulse technology. This was my father, biological father. They killed him. They destroyed our family. Then one of her her husbands had a very high placed family in Bulgaria country. So we know a lot of stuff. I lived all my life around secrets from the past, and when I semi-retire, most of those secrets already will be no secrets, but I will do videos about the way I see things. I've been to a lot of places. and I'm pushing 63. I'm 62 years old, on the way soon, not soon, but in a while I'll be 63, and then 64, 65. So I don't have much, not that I don't have much time, but I'm older, and there was attempt on my life 2 years and a half ago because of my father's invention. I was poisoned and it hit my nerves. I have a condition, medical condition, and I have a stomach condition that is, it's not so strong, but enough to make your life miserable. And this way, I have, I just kind of had to reevaluate. I was working for a security company, the biggest security company in the world. I was a supervisor, actually, not for the security, all the security, but I was a supervisor for a shift of 14 buildings. I was the only white person out of almost 40 black people, and unfortunately, I was bullied out. And in this particular world, what's going on now, there is a problematic issue, and I don't want to have to be accused of racism or something. That's why I simply looking for a different job, and then we'll see what my social security will be, and simply going to semi-retire. I I drink only natural carbonated water because of the stomach. It's just 2 years and a half almost, and I still cannot recover after the poisoning. Soviet occupation, let's put it this way, they should not done it the same way, like Americans should not go there. It's thousands of dead on both sides. And China now controls the production there, controls the mines. Lithium mines, one of the biggest in the world. It's controlled by China. So Russians died, Soviets died at the time, then Americans died there as well. But what for? They just went, fought, died, and then Chinese corporations or somebody from Asia again just simply came and took over. That's what Soviet occupation of Afghanistan for me is. I don't know about White Rose Society. I have no idea, but I will look. Let me do one thing here. I will take a screenshot that I can look it up later. Okay. All right, I did. So I did a screenshot. So about this, you said Hans and Sophie Scholl. I will look it up. Leaflet number 3. All right. Well. So. All right. Anytime, any good information from me, as I said, I am history bum. I love history because history is wrong. And I hope what Trump's gonna do when he shows up in office. Remember, he promised that he will release information about assassination of JFK. I hope he does this because there is so much stuff. It's been so many years. In 19, I specifically went to Dallas. I was passing by and I took days off, 2 days off not to travel. I just simply went and I went Daily Plots. I took some picture stuff. So I am kind of interested in this. There are two, it's one of those historical moments that people don't like to talk about. This Pompeo, you're talking about the CIA chief? I don't know, the former CIA chief and the State Department, the head of State Department. I don't know. The way I heard today that actually Trump is not going to take Haley and him in his office anymore. I assume they're too, how to call it, too international now for them because there is so much stuff they went through. Looks like he simply, I don't know, there's something wrong. I don't know about her, but He was a chief of CIA and he was a chief of State Department, but looks like Trump doesn't like him. This is what I am. I'm living now just in the current uh, life because um, I am into some stuff like Carl Jung things and situations, and I was following synchronicities and things like this, but I will say really direct to you that some of the stuff that you expect from the future is it's not you think that you know, but you not don't know. My point is, if you put yourself in a loop into believing on the stuff that you can change the stuff, it's you see, future is for us not to decide because all you do you can select yourself a way of you behave, and after that you simply keep specific uh, path of behavior that you think it will not harm. But there's always something comes up and knock you down or from a side that you have to deal with again. So my point is, uh, you're correct about the future. Yeah, here now it's I'm still haven't forced myself to do 100%. You still think about what happened, what did this and this, but it's hard. But sometimes people say it's enjoy the moment for what it is. Trump train. I don't know. I am libertarian, so I'm not. Libertarians are what I like about libertarians. They, Republicans or Democrats, they would say we are not gonna be subsidizing businesses, but when time comes, they do. So it's partially taking away part of the capitalism away because the capitalism is, they say, well, you have to be capitalist, you have to make sure that you do correct decisions, and if you don't do correct decisions, you're out of the street. But when time comes, the company and banks starting fading, remember 2008, they would just bail out everybody except the small guy. And the same thing, uh, the other party. And what happens is the libertarian in this case, they say we don't actually, if you don't give out to everybody, you don't give to anybody else as well, if you don't give to regular people. And this is what I like about libertarians. But I didn't vote this year at all as anybody. Actually, I had very simple. I had really thin pasta. That's it. Yeah, no, they're gonna never be. What is prior service? I'm sorry. Morgan Madison is asking questions. Are you prior service? I don't know what that means. I know what you're talking about. Talk. No, I was, but I was security supervisor in the biggest security firm in the world. One of the supervisors for one specific 14 buildings. Yeah, I'm not in the high ranking. I was here in Atlanta. I worked for them for 5 years. Um, Talk. I know. That's my life. I know. I know the song. Great song, by the way. The girl there that she massacred the song after. I mean, the original was great. Mm. Anyway, but corny capital. I have no idea. Corny. I don't know what corny capitalism is. It's the capitalism. Unfortunately, it's disappointment. I something I actually tried to do earlier and on purpose that I can have rest, but it's not possible. I live in a building and there is a lot of noise outside, so sometimes I just simply. Yeah, no doubt was the case. The name of the I forgot, but Tok Tok is great. It's the original one is one of the best. I think he died recently. I'm talking about the singer, the frontman. Um, I not grew up. I lived my regular life in the 80s. You know, after school and stuff. So I heard this song a lot of times. So that's what it is. It's one of those. Um, they have more and more, by the way, of him on internet. Yes, we do. It's by the way, it's just talking this way. It's actually help you the structure of your conversation. Specifically, if you stop drinking, I don't drink for a very long time now, for almost 2 years and so, and it's actually makes you think of stuff, and when you start talking things, you kind of structure your thought very well. Uh, Both my parents, as I said, they were my mother specifically, not my biological father, but her husband. He was a university professor, and my mother was college professor here in the states. And uh, talking sometimes helps in front of the mirror. Ah, okay. As I said, I just remember by song. Doesn't mean anything to me. You see, my the way I talk and I have this thing sudden spasm. This is what I have specifically for the last 2 years after poisoning. I have a problematic. That's why I need to work, find a job, something to make money extra that I don't have to go and sit in the office and have something like this because people start looking and asking if I am alright. I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm just, as I said, I am sorting stuff. I had to throw away, cleaning apartment and so on, so on. So it's, uh, as I said, I start working by the end of the week. The end of this week, so we'll see. All right, guys, it's almost 40 minutes. I'll be finishing up, and I will be back. Actually, I'll be back tomorrow by same time. I'm gonna try to deliver food. I just need to go to buy some plastic box. You know those DoorDash. They are. I don't want to have this bag. A lot of people, what they do, they will get plastic bag, not bag, a plastic box, and they can put stuff there in case it spills. You don't have to destroy your bag. So that's one of those. And so usually people who deliver food, when I worked places, they'll have these two plastic boxes with the sealable big lid. Anyway, thank you, sir. And this is it. I have a few seconds here, and I appreciate guys if you subscribe and no, it's thank you here. I have now plenty of time, specifically at night. But as I said, um, I hope people think the same. As I said, I don't have to, I don't have to get rid of my beard now. I'm gonna grow higher hair, bigger hair, but I'm still gonna be, as I said, I am semi-retiring because of my medical condition actually, and I just see how much I will have social security, but still I'm gonna be working. I'm gonna be working online, and I'm gonna be working maybe so delivery food or delivery documents. Actually, lately there is a trend about it. People are tired of food, so a lot of people switching to do um, medical documents delivery. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, it's 40, almost 41 seconds, 41 minutes. Thank you, guys, and you have a good evening. And thanks again, and you have a wonderful evening.